Alright, I promise you guys, I know how to make a fire. I was in the Boy Scouts. I could build a fire. It's just really hard to do it without a fire starter. And I got this little bushcrafting kit for Christmas last year, and I've been trying to figure out how to use it. Today it's really rainy outside. It's mid-October now. It's chilly. It's chilly in the house, and I thought, man, what a great afternoon to pour a cup of hot apple cider and just build a fire. And today I wanted to talk about this topic, the reason why you clicked on this video, and kind of share some thoughts that I've had for a while about turning 30. I just turned 30 a couple of weeks ago. How do you not regret your 20s? Like, what can you do? How can you be proactive in making sure that when you hit that 30 mark, that you can look back at your 20s and be proud of the things that you've done? First off, I think a lot of us in our culture, in our world today, we really stress and fear turning 30. You feel like you're getting older. You feel like your young age and your prime is out the door, and you feel like you got to have your life together. Even when you turn 20, a lot of people think they have to have their life together. When I was 20, 21, 22, I felt like I had to know what I was doing with my life, and I really haven't gotten a grasp on who I am and what it is I'm supposed to do in my life until the past year or so, where I really felt like I've come into my skill set and the things that I'm good at, and to know these are the things that I should be doing, and really honing in on those things and doing them well. So it takes a long time for people to figure out, like, what are they going to do with their life, and how do you get things together? How do you buy a house? How do you find your spouse? That rhymed. How do you get that career that you're wanting? For a lot of people, it fluctuates. Some people buy a house when they're 20. Some people get married when they're 18. Some people have kids when they're 22. Some people have kids when they're 35. Some people buy a house when they're 40. It's different from everyone. I throw another piece of wood on the fire. It's easy to compare, yourself to a lot of other people in a lot of other situations. It's easy to compare, and I think that 25 is kind of that mark where people start thinking about the fact that their 20s are halfway over. The glass is half empty. I've only got 5 years left until I turn 30, and you don't want to regret your 20s. And I know that's how I felt. I turned 25, 26. I want to feel like I'm being productive. I want to feel like my life means something. I want to feel like when I turn 30, I want to know that I can look back and say, I don't regret my 20s. I'm proud of the things that I've done. I'm proud of who I am and the things that I've went through. And to have that mindset at the age that I did, I wanted to take initiative and take control of my life so that I would know I was in a place that I could be proud of, if that makes sense. I want to share 3 things that I have learned and applied to my life. I hope these tips help. The first thing is comparison. And I talked about that just 30 seconds ago, how easy it is for us to compare to other people, either in our circles or even outside of our circles. Social media does a very good job of building a culture where it's easy to compare to other people's lives. And social media is really the highlight reel of our lives. And it can be easy for us to look at this person that has 1 million subscribers, or this person that is probably making $100,000, or this person that is getting show and gig and job after job after job, to look at them and say, that's where I want to be, that's who I want to be, and then fall into this rut of trying to be someone else. It's good to look at other people as inspiration and say, I aspire to be who that person is, and I want to achieve some of the things that they've achieved. But you have to understand that it's unhealthy to say, I want to be that person. I believe that we're all uniquely created and made, and that we all serve and have a very distinct purpose, and that we should work in whatever way that we can to come to terms as to what that is. So number one, comparison is a killer. It will absolutely rob you of your joy. It will absolutely rob you of contentment. And when you turn 30 and all you've done is tried to strive after being someone else, you are not going to be happy with who you are. Plant yourself where you are with who you are and say, I'm going to be me and the best me I can, and I'm going to look to these other people as inspiration. The second tip I would give is to have a do it now mentality, or to be proactive in your life. Wherever you are, if you're in your early 20s or your late 20s, to have some type of reckoning with yourself where you come to terms with where you are and what you're doing, and you say, I'm going to give my very, very best at literally everything that comes across my path. And I'm going to do those things to the best of my ability. It is important to niche up and to find what really means the most to you and matters to you. If that is you're passionate about music, if that means you're passionate about spending time with other people, investing in other people, it's important to go hard in the paint, so to speak, basketball terms. Go hard in the paint on that. Really give it your all and leave nothing on the floor. And that's what that's what my basketball coach talked about. Like, when you go out and play in that game, you have to leave it all on the floor. You have to give absolutely everything in you. The best skill, the best confidence that you have within you, you have to put it out there on the court, in your job, in your relationships, no matter what it is. You have to give your absolute very best. And the way that we give our very best is by being selfless. When we are selfless and we think about others, we put others first, and we try to instill value into other people, that, I believe, is where we're able to come alive in the things that we're doing. And that is where we start to reap benefits and rewards in the things that we're doing. We put in diligent hard work and we put others first, and I can promise you that when you lay your head down at night, you may not see the results and the rewards immediately, but you will know that you gave your very, very best no matter what. So that's tip number 2, have a do it now mentality, be very proactive in the things that you're doing, and to think about this stuff. Like, don't get depressed when you know you're about to turn 30, but take that thought and turn it into action. Say, okay, well, what is it that I want to do? Let's make it happen. Like, let's do it. And then the third thing is to be patient. Patience is something that is lacking in our culture today. Everything is immediate. Fast food is immediate. Microwaves are immediate. Likes and comments and social media, all of that is immediate. And what happens is, and what has happened to us as a society, is we have this expectation, this unrealistic expectation that literally everything in our life is supposed to happen just like that, and it's supposed to happen the way that we think it should happen. And nothing could be further from the truth. So often has it happened to me that I have had this expectation that it's supposed to be this way, and it's supposed to happen at this moment and this time, and then it doesn't happen. And then I'm left thinking, why? Why is this not happening? I thought it was supposed to happen. It didn't happen at the time that I thought it would happen. My fire is starting to burn out. Hang on one second. Some things didn't happen when I thought that they were gonna happen. They happened later, or they just didn't happen at all. And that was a sign to me that maybe this is not the route I'm supposed to go. I really think that the more patience that you can have overall in life, whether that's with your career, with your relationships, the more patience that you can dig down deep and find within yourself, the better off you're gonna be. To know and understand that things don't always turn out the way we think that they're gonna happen. To believe that, like number 2, that being proactive is going to yield those results, but you have to be patient in that. You have to be patient that those jobs will come. If you're a photographer and you put in the work, you do free work for people, and you continue to give value and invest in clients and businesses, and you show up time and time again, eventually that will catch up. Eventually people will take notice. They will invest back into you. And then it's a snowball effect. It will continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But you have to be patient. There's nothing more that I could stress enough in your early 20s and your mid 20s is to just be patient. We get ahead of ourselves as a society, as people, thinking that things are supposed to happen right now. And I'm 25, and if I'm not this massive musician, if I'm not in my career at 25 years old, I never am. I'm never gonna be successful. Trust me, I had those thoughts too, thinking that, well, it's not happening now, it's probably never gonna happen. I'm supposed to be the pastor of this church. I'm supposed to be this worship leader, this book writer. I'm supposed to be in my field as a social worker. I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be helping other people, whatever the case may be. We all have these expectations of where we're supposed to be by a specific time. You have to have patience, and you have to be diligent in your work and the things that you do. I hope that this was helpful. If you're watching this, I hope this was encouraging and inspirational for you. Those are my 3 tips: to not compare yourself to other people, to be proactive in the things that you're doing, and to be patient. A lot of our 20s revolve around coming into our identity and who we are as people and what we're supposed to be doing in this life. That's really what our 20s are about. It's going out and exploring. It's going out and doing fun things. Yes, do that. Be young. I can't stress that enough. You're at 20 years old, you can run a marathon. When you're 80, you might not be able to run a marathon. Don't look back when you're 80 and say, I wish I would have done that. Do it now. Have a do it now mentality in all the things that you do. But I promise you that if you instill those 3 characteristics into your life, into your personality, into your character, and you work at those things, you will not regret your 20s. Even if you're 28 right now, about to turn 30, you've got 2 years to really dig deep and grind and be patient. And when you turn 30 and you can look back and you can say, I did my best here and I was patient, I'm thankful for those 10 years. I'm thankful for my 20s. I would not change a thing. Yeah, would I have not dated a couple of girls? Yeah, there's probably a couple of girls I wouldn't have dated. Would I not have gone to that event or spent that money on that? Yeah, we're always gonna have small things, small little regrets. It's things to learn from. You'll know the next 10 years, don't buy that stupid camera that you really didn't need, that you don't really use, right? I'm done rambling because I feel like I probably am rambling. But I hope this video was helpful and encouraging. If it was, maybe I'll do more like this in the future. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe as well. And I'm gonna go back to tending to this fire since it's so chilly out. And yeah, maybe we'll have more conversations like this in the future. Who knows?